Before you cut that tired August bed flat, sort the job into one of three groups. Wait when the plant is healthy and the timing is wrong. Cut now when the whole thing is finished or unwanted, like a weed about to seed. Remove only the problem when one branch is broken or a few leaves are diseased. That quick check can save next spring's flowers, prevent weak late growth, and keep a heat-stressed plant from becoming a bigger project. August creates a strong urge to clean everything at once. Flowers fade, a few leaf edges turn brown, shrubs lose the neat outline they had in May. The yard starts looking worn, and a hard cutback promises an instant reset. The instant result is real. The timing may still be wrong. Some spring-flowering shrubs are already carrying next year's buds. Many green perennials are still using their leaves. A plant under heat stress may need steady moisture, not fertilizer or a shovel. Selected seed heads can remain useful through winter. Mulch may need to be pulled back rather than piled higher. There are also things that should leave now. Weeds approaching seed maturity, invasive seed heads, dead annuals, broken branches, and correctly identified disease do not earn protection just because the thumbnail says leave it. The three groups keep those decisions separate. We will use them through the whole yard, including the fertilizer exception that changes by plant type and region. The whole video runs on three decisions. Wait when the plant is healthy and the job is elective. The shrub only looks uneven. The perennial is crowded but still coping. The foliage is green after the flowers are gone. Mark the job and return when the plant and weather give you a safer window. Cut now when the entire item is finished, unwanted, or about to create more work. That includes a weed preparing to release seed, a fully dead annual, or an unwanted plant ripening seed you do not want scattered through the bed. Remove only the problem when the rest of the plant is still useful. Take the broken stem, the branch blocking a step, or the few leaves affected by a correctly identified disease. Do not let one damaged part become permission to flatten the whole plant. The labels describe the job, not the color. Brown can still be useful. Green can still be diseased. Keep those three decisions in mind as we start with the August mistake that often looks most helpful: feeding a tired plant. Now take that system to one of the most common August reactions: feeding a plant because it looks tired. Heat makes plants look hungry even when nutrients are not the problem. Leaves droop in the afternoon, growth slows, color fades. A container that looked full in June looks thinner in August. Fertilizer seems like the obvious way to push the plant back into action. Start with moisture and roots instead. Move the mulch aside and check the soil below the surface. A dark mulch layer can feel damp while the root zone underneath is dry. Heavy soil can do the opposite. The surface turns dusty while the soil below remains wet enough to limit oxygen around the roots. A dry plant needs water before fertilizer. A waterlogged plant needs the drainage problem understood. Neither one is repaired by spreading nitrogen. For established trees and shrubs, routine late summer nitrogen deserves restraint. Nitrogen can encourage fresh shoots. In cold winter regions, late growth may not have enough time to harden before freezing weather. A drought-stressed woody plant is an especially poor candidate because fertilizer can add pressure when the root system is already struggling. That places routine feeding of a stressed shrub in the wait group. Correct the water problem, identify any real deficiency, and use a soil test when the symptoms are unclear. A confirmed nutrient deficiency is different. So is a container full of actively flowering annuals. Frequent watering can wash nutrients from potting mix, and a container may still need its normal, label-directed feeding program. Vegetables and other productive crops follow crop-specific schedules. They should not be managed by the same rule as a lilac or young tree. The fertilizer label still matters. More product does not correct a bad diagnosis, and a slow-release formula is not permission to feed every stressed plant. Match the product to the plant, measure the area or container, and follow the listed rate. When a woody plant has grown normally and the leaves look healthy apart from heat wilt, routine feeding can usually wait. Lawns show why August advice has to be local. Some cool season lawns in the upper Midwest may enter a fertilizing window as temperatures ease, while other states place the main nitrogen window in September or later. Warm season lawns follow another calendar. The universal stop sign is stress. Do not fertilize grass that is brown, dormant, or struggling through heat and drought. Identify the grass type, wait for active growth, and follow the timing from your own state extension service. So keep the fertilizer decision simple. Feed only when the plant category, current condition, and local timing all support it. A dry shrub waits. A container may continue a label-directed feeding program. A stressed lawn waits for recovery. That distinction matters because fertilizer can push growth at the wrong moment, and digging can create the same kind of stress underground. Fertilizer can push growth at the wrong moment. Digging can create the same kind of stress underground. August is excellent at revealing plants in the wrong place. The clump beside the walkway has reached full width. A perennial planted in spring is now hidden behind a larger neighbor. A plant that seemed to receive morning sun is baking through the afternoon. Those are valuable observations. They do not automatically make a hot August afternoon the right time to move the plant. Digging breaks and removes roots while the foliage is losing water quickly. The plant has to rebuild below ground while keeping the top alive. Cloud cover, cooler temperatures, moist soil, and good aftercare can make a major difference. For many perennials, early spring or fall is the easier moving window. A common starting rule is to divide spring and summer blooming plants after flowering and move fall bloomers in spring. But the exact plant matters more than the rule. In cold northern climates, fall divisions generally need about 4 to 6 weeks before the ground freezes. In warm regions, late August may still be too hot. Weather outranks the month printed on a national checklist. Some plants also resist moving. Daylilies are routinely divided. False indigo develops deep roots and is usually best left in place once established. Bearded iris, peonies, and ornamental grasses each have their own preferred timing. So identify the plant before digging. Wait when the forecast is hot, the destination is not ready, or you cannot provide follow-up water. Mark the future location now and make the move during the safer regional window. A design improvement is not an emergency. Some moves cannot wait. Construction, drainage repair, a broken irrigation line, or an immediate access problem may force the job. When the move is necessary, choose the coolest, cloudy period available. Water dry soil beforehand. Prepare the new hole first. Save as much of the root ball as practical, replant promptly, and keep the division shaded and moist while it is out of the ground. Water the new planting thoroughly and monitor it instead of assuming one soaking finished the job. Do not compensate for lost roots with a heavy dose of fertilizer. The plant needs functioning roots and steady moisture before it needs extra leafy growth. That is the remove only the problem logic applied to location. Correct an emergency now, leave an elective move for the window when the plant has a better chance to recover. The next August job can remove something you will not miss until spring. Flower buds that are already sitting on a plain green shrub. A lilac in August can look like nothing more than a leafy green mass. Forsythia sends out long shoots. An azalea loses the compact outline it had after flowering. The pruners promise a cleaner shape in 10 minutes. Many spring flowering shrubs bloom on growth made during the previous season. Their normal pruning window comes soon after flowering, before the next crop of flower buds develops. Lilac, forsythia, azalea, magnolia, and early blooming spirea are common examples. By August, cutting healthy branches can remove buds that would have opened next spring. The shrub usually survives. The mistake shows up as fewer flowers, which makes the cause easy to miss months after the cut. Place cosmetic shaping in wait. If you miss the after-bloom window, mark the shrub and handle the job after flowering next year. Keep the remove only the problem category available. Deadwood can come out. A storm-damaged branch can come out. A branch creating a clear safety or access problem may need a selective cut. Serious disease can require its own management plan. The key word is selective. Correct the branch that creates the problem and leave the rest of the shrub alone. Shearing is especially risky when flowers are the reason you grow the shrub. A quick pass across the outside removes many shoot tips at once, including buds you may never notice. Thinning a specific dead or crossing branch is a different job from giving the whole plant a late summer haircut. Plant identity matters. Early and late blooming spireas do not share one schedule, and hydrangea timing changes by type. When you are unsure, photograph the whole shrub, leaves, and any remaining flowers or seed capsules before making the cut. Waiting costs less than removing next spring's buds. This chapter belongs in wait for a clear reason. The plant may already be holding the part you want to see next spring. The next case looks similar from a distance, but the useful part is not hidden in a woody bud. It is the green leaf still attached to the plant. A perennial can look finished because the colorful part is gone. The leaves may still be doing useful work. Green foliage continues photosynthesis. Depending on the species and season, that energy supports current growth, roots, crowns, developing buds, or stored reserves. The exact destination varies, so avoid turning the idea into a universal slogan. The practical decision is easier. Healthy green leaves should have a reason before they are removed. Iris is a good example. The flowers disappear long before the foliage. Brown tips can be trimmed for appearance, and clearly diseased leaves need a specific response. Cutting a healthy green fan flat in August gains a neat patch of mulch and removes the working foliage with it. Other perennials may benefit from a known midsummer cutback. Some are trimmed to control seed, refresh ragged foliage, or keep stems out of a walkway. That is plant-specific care, not permission to flatten the whole border because summer looks untidy. Use wait for healthy foliage when you do not know that the species benefits from an August cutback. Use remove only the problem for broken stems, leaves that are completely dead, or a limited amount of correctly diagnosed disease. Seed heads need a separate decision because brown does not always mean useless. A sturdy sunflower head or mature grass seed head can provide winter food or structure. Standing stems may later offer nesting or overwintering habitat for some insects. Leaving selected plants also keeps a bed from collapsing into bare mulch as soon as peak bloom ends. Selected is doing important work in that sentence. A seed head from an invasive plant should not remain. A weed that is close to releasing seed belongs in cut now. A perennial that self-sows far beyond the amount you want may be easier to deadhead than to thin next spring. Diseased seed heads and stems follow the sanitation plan for that disease. Location matters too. A strong group of stems at the back of a border can look intentional. A plant falling over the front step has lost its place. Remove the stems creating the obstruction and keep the stable structure elsewhere. You can also be selective within one clump. Keep the strongest upright stems and remove the few that have collapsed into neighboring plants. The result still has late-season structure without asking the viewer to accept a tangled front walk in the name of wildlife. This is also where the promise of a better spring needs honesty. A seed head does not automatically make the parent plant stronger. Its value may be winter food, habitat, structure, or simply less work today. Removing the seed head may be the better spring decision when it prevents hundreds of unwanted seedlings. Use 3 questions. Does this plant provide useful structure or seed? Will leaving it create spread I already regret? Is the material healthy enough to remain? A useful seed head goes in wait. An unwanted seed producer goes in cut now. Disease stays in the selective third category until the diagnosis tells you whether the affected part or the whole plant needs removal. The next task gives you an immediate visual improvement without cutting any plant at all. A fresh bag of mulch makes a bed look finished quickly. Repeating that job every year without checking the old layer can bury the part of the plant that needs air. Organic mulch around most trees and shrubs is usually kept around 2 to 3 inches deep. It should spread broadly over the root area and stay several inches away from the trunk. The trunk flare should remain visible rather than disappearing into a cone. Mulch pressed against bark holds moisture where it does not belong and can contribute to decay or create an entry point for insects and disease. A layer that grows to 5 or 6 inches can reduce oxygen around roots. Light watering may wet the mulch while leaving the soil below dry. Perennial crowns should not be buried under wood chips either. Keep the mulch on the soil around the plant rather than packed into the center. August is a good month to pull excess mulch back, flatten volcanoes, and check the actual depth. Measure what is already there before adding more. 2 to 3 inches is a useful range for many trees and shrubs, not a reason to top every bed up to the maximum. Then test the watering. Move the mulch aside after irrigation and check the soil several inches down. If only the mulch is damp, change how long or where the water is applied. This job belongs in remove only the problem. Remove the excess and correct the contact with bark or crowns. Leave the useful layer in place. Mulch correction protects roots and trunks without asking the plant to replace a single leaf. Disease cleanup is the point where a cut may be necessary, but the diagnosis still controls how much comes off. Late summer wear is easy to misread. A brown edge after hot wind can be scorch. One yellow lower leaf may be normal aging. Old insect holes can remain after the insects are gone. Those signs deserve observation before they trigger a full cleanup. Disease becomes more likely when the pattern is spreading or repeatable. Expanding leaf spots, visible fungal growth, rotting tissue, unusual streaking, or the same symptoms appearing across nearby plants. Even then, the action depends on the disease. If a few leaves have a confirmed leaf spot, remove only those leaves while the foliage is dry. Do not keep stripping until the plant has lost a large share of its working foliage. Once symptoms are widespread, stop cutting and use guidance for that specific disease. Viruses and aster yellows are different. When either is reliably identified, the whole infected plant usually needs to leave, because removing the visible symptoms does not remove a systemic infection. Clean visible soil, sap, and plant debris from your tools first. Then disinfect them before moving to another susceptible plant, using a suitable product according to its directions. Never mix cleaning chemicals. Disposal also depends on the diagnosis and local rules. Some diseased material can be composted only when the pile reaches pathogen-killing temperatures and fully breaks the material down. Many home piles do not do that reliably, so local extension or municipal guidance is safer than one national disposal rule. The principle is simple. Remove a limited problem selectively, but do not turn an uncertain symptom into a full bed cleanup. Once the risky work is sorted, August still has plenty of useful jobs. Pull weeds before they release seed. That is a clear cut now decision, and one of the best ways to reduce next spring's workload. Check moisture below the mulch. Water the root area slowly when the soil is dry, then give the water time to soak in. Trees and shrubs need water spread over the root zone, not poured only against the trunk. Avoid short, frequent splashes that leave deeper soil dry. After watering, wait a few hours and probe the soil again. That follow-up check tells you whether the water reached the roots or ran away across hard soil. It also prevents the opposite mistake, watering again because the surface dried while the lower soil is still wet. Correct mulch touching bark or crowns. Repair a clogged emitter or sprinkler blocked by summer growth. Remove a tie that is cutting into a stem. Clear the one branch or stem, creating a real obstruction. Mark elective moves while the plant is still easy to identify. Write the intended destination on the tag so the fall job does not become another guess. Keep that planning brief and specific to the plant already in front of you. A clean bed edge can improve the view without cutting the plants inside it. That is often enough to calm the urge for a complete August reset. Which plant are you unsure about cutting this August? And are you leaning toward wait, cut, or remove only the problem? Take the 3 decisions to one bed today, not the entire property. Wait when the plant is healthy and the timing is wrong. Cut now when the whole item is finished, unwanted, or about to spread. Remove only the problem when the plant still has useful growth around one damaged or diseased part. Then stop. That pause can preserve the flower buds already sitting on a spring shrub. It can keep a drought-stressed plant from being pushed with nitrogen. It can save a perennial from a hot weather move and prevent mulch from becoming a trunk problem. A better yard next spring does not require a dramatic August cleanup. It comes from giving every cut, feeding, move, and bag of mulch a clear reason.